What did you do when your tooth throbbed 48,000 years before painkillers existed? What did you do when your stomach cramped for days with no doctor for 1,000 miles in any direction? You did not wait quietly, you searched, and somehow, incredibly, you found an answer. This is the real story of how ancient humans fought pain, using tools science is only now able to explain. 48,000 years ago, in a cave called El Cidrón, in what is now Spain, one Neanderthal was suffering. A dental abscess, swollen and throbbing, and alongside it a parasite tearing at his gut. Someone in his group knew exactly what to bring him: a strip of bark peeled from a poplar tree. Poplar bark contains a compound called salicin, the exact same active ingredient later refined into aspirin. Scientists discovered this by accident, examining fossilized dental plaque scraped from that same Neanderthal's teeth. Buried inside 48,000-year-old plaque, DNA traces of poplar bark and a natural antibiotic mould. He was self-medicating, deliberately treating his own pain, tens of thousands of years before medicine had a name. Now travel forward 43,000 years to the icy mountains of the Alps. A traveller, later nicknamed Ötzi, was making his way across a high mountain ridge in visible discomfort with every step. His joints ached constantly, his hips, his knees, his lower spine, worn down by decades of walking these mountains. And across his body, faint tattooed dots marked specific points, not decoration, medicine. 5,300 years later, scientists X-rayed his mummified remains and found something remarkable: arthritis in his hips, his knees, his lower back, exactly where his tattoos were placed. Researchers mapped all 61 tattoos. 80% lined up precisely with acupuncture points still used today for arthritis and back pain. Tied to his belongings, he carried something else: a chunk of birch fungus, likely used to fight inflammation and infection. Thousands of years before acupuncture was written down in any text, someone in these mountains was already mapping pain onto the body. Now travel further still to the river valleys of ancient Mesopotamia, nearly 5,000 years ago. Here the Sumerians cultivated a flower they called the plant of joy. We know it today as the opium poppy. They recorded its use on clay tablets, one of the very first written medical instructions in human history. Used to dull pain, calm coughing, and bring sleep to those suffering the most. Around the same era in Egypt, healers ground down willow bark into a bitter paste for aching joints and fevers. The same salicin compound the Neanderthal had chewed raw tens of thousands of years earlier, now deliberately prepared as medicine. But some pain could not be dulled by any plant. For that, ancient healers turned to something far more drastic: trepanation, cutting a hole directly into the skull, often to relieve pressure from severe head pain or injury. Archaeologists have found skulls like this on every inhabited continent, and the edges tell an incredible story. Smooth, rounded bone growth around the hole, proof the patient survived, sometimes for years afterward. Without anesthesia, without sterilization, and still, remarkably, it often worked. Bark, needles, bone. 3 different answers across tens of thousands of years to the very same question. Every aspirin tablet swallowed today carries a molecule first discovered by instinct in a cave, a lifetime before chemistry existed. Every acupuncture needle placed today echoes tattooed points mapped onto a frozen mountain traveller 5,000 years ago. That Neanderthal never knew his instinct would still be trusted 48,000 years later. Pain is as old as being alive, and so it turns out is the will to end it.